Working on the 406 again. Got the camshaft in, timing chain cover on. Painted the timing chain cover black, which is what the rest of the motor is going to be. Checking push rod length right now, and it's not correct. Those are stock length push rods, that's all I have. I should have a +1 somewhere, but can't seem to find it at the moment. We ran into a clearance problem with the rocker arms. I've already clearanced this one. I don't know if you can see it or not. Up underneath the retainer there, it was touching the rocker arm. You can also see that the roller's not in the right spot. Should be more towards the center of the valve. More towards the intake side. Should be somewhere in there. But before, it wouldn't even sit back down. It's touching the underside of the rocker arm. There's one I clearanced. For some reason they left a ridge on it. The joy of aftermarket parts. Nothing ever fits like it should. There's one that hasn't been clearanced. You see that ridge right there? The retainer was touching that. There's two of them side by side. Maybe getting a little too much glare, but you get the point. The joy of aftermarket stuff. So far I've done 2 of them. So there's 14 left to go. So I know what I'll be doing for about the next hour. Modifying rocker arms. Yeehaw. Got all the rocker arms clearanced. Had to grind on every single one of them. And that took about an hour and a half to do all of them. Good thing I'm not paying myself to do this, because it wouldn't be worth it. Here's what the wear pattern looks like. You can see that one. More towards the intake side, which is not ideal. That's just the line I scribed in it. That's about where it should be, more towards the center. It definitely needs longer push rods. 0.2 should probably be about right, but I have to get my push rod length checker out here and do a test run on it. Got the push rod length figured out. That's the wear pattern on it. Use my handy dandy push rod length checker that I made. Just an old junk push rod that's been cut in half, and piece of thread rod and a couple nuts added to it. That's just right. That's how I like it. And ended up being 0.2 longer, which is 8 inches long on a small block Chevy. Ready to put the first cylinder head on. Got the studs in the block. Got sealant on the studs. And I'll have the head on here shortly. Well, I got the head gasket on. That was a pain in the ass. Trying to get it down all over those studs, but finally got it on. Now to see how poorly the head fits on the studs. Got the cylinder head on, all you do now is torque it down. Did have to modify the heads up in there. These are the guide plates we're hitting. For some reason they were cast way too thick in that area. Well, got one cylinder head on. It's all torqued down. Ready for the second head. Getting ready to do the second head. Got to mention, I did check the piston to valve clearance. It was fine. Had plenty of room. Got 1.5 rockers on. I could probably stick 1.6s on it. Have no problem at all with clearance. So I gotta put the studs in on this side. And the gasket, the head. All in that order. Torque the bolts down. Got the second head on. It's all torqued down. Ready to continue. Lifters, push rods, rocker arms, studs, guide plates, all that stuff will be next. I'm going to let this sit for about half an hour and then I'm going to retorque it. Doesn't hurt to do that. Into another problem. Who'd have thought? The push rod is sticking. Shouldn't do that, it should fall right down. Already looked at the push rod, it's not the push rod, so obviously it's a guide plate. Probably a burr on the inside of it or something. Yay. Alright, on the guide plate, had to file the inside of it. You can see that, but there's a burr on it. That's how you can see a little better. But seems to be clearing fine now. So. Also had a problem with the studs. The first studs I had, they're ARP studs. This is the second stud, but the first stud was the right length here without the washer. It was too short on the top. So I bought these studs. They're a longer stud. They're fine on the top now, but they were too long on the bottom. They'd bottom out. The guide plate was loose, so I had to stick a hardened washer. These are head bolt washers on the stud. Now the bottom's fine and the top's fine, so you see ARP on them, but just more stuff to cause problems. Who'd have thought? Ran into another problem. See that? Obviously not made right. I have to grind on that to get it to where a socket will fit on it. I guess you could use a wrench, it'd be fine. I was using a socket to adjust it. Looks like I got a friend that came in. Wonder if he's any good at work. Better not get too close, he might strike. Alright, got the guide plate, the stud and all the stuff back in. But now the push rod moves like it should. Up, down, falls right back down. That binding could have caused the lobe to go flat on the cam. So, doesn't hurt to check all this stuff. Got the rocker arms soaking in oil before I install them. Probably let them soak for 15 minutes. That way they're nice and lubricated. Okay, got the all the lifters in, push rods in, all the studs and guide plates are in, torqued down, sealed up, adjusted correctly. So that they're wearing in the center of the valve stem, not off to the side. That'd be hard to see, but I need to adjust all the valves and install the stud girdle. Well, I got all the rocker arms adjusted and ground on that one so the socket will fit on it. Maybe you can see it. Trying to get another would probably be like pulling teeth. So. And that one over there that I did, you gotta use a 6-cornered socket on it because it's a 12 will slip, but not like there's that much torque down on it anyways. But using the 6-cornered socket on the rest of them, and I found another one that's not made right. That one there needs to be ground there, so the 6-cornered socket will fit on it, but the 12-cornered fits on it. That's what I was using to begin with, and I didn't notice it. So I either have to do that now or probably do it later. After break in, I stick the inner spring in. The rest of them are okay. At least they all threaded on. Ran into problems before with poly locks for stud girdles. I had one that didn't even have threads in it. So. And that happened on a weekend. On a Friday I found it out, and of course couldn't do nothing until Tuesday because it was a holiday weekend. Then you wonder why you never get nothing done. But we're getting further. Stud girdles next. Alright, got the stud girdles on. Both sides. They seem to fit pretty well, so no disappointment there. But Myrtle's got her girdle on, so next thing is going to rotate it upside down and stick the oil pan on. I got the oil pump screen today. Supposedly one that will work with the pan. It should be made right. Guess we'll find out.